We have gathered here in this historic place, the Indian Museum, to remember the horrors of the partition, which is etched in the memory of our entire country. As we sit here, most of us are diasporic population, trying to cope with the aftermath of the traumatic partition which cost us lives. As the country celebrates 15th of August, Independence Day tomorrow, we shall not forget the lives, the trauma, the pain, and the agony our mothers and grandmothers went through. Which our fathers and grandfathers faced. The price to live freely, the price to be independent. Indian Museum, Kolkata, Ministry of Culture, Government of India, in collaboration with 𝐕𝐢𝐤𝐬𝐤𝐬 presents 𝐕𝐢𝐤𝐬𝐤𝐬 and Partition Points. Any cause should have the blessings of Ma Saraswati, and we shall begin our program by invoking the Muse with a Sharod recital by Mr. Joydeep Mukherjee and Mrinal Bhattacharya in tabla.
Thank you very much. Since tomorrow is the 15th of August, I will be playing a short version of 𝐷𝐸𝐻, going with the theme of today, and especially when I am in this auspicious venue of Indian Museum. In this particular day, I am giving my recital in this particular instrument, which is more than 180 years old. This is the sarod of Ustad Murad Ali Khan Sahab of the 1840s. So you might find that this is the first generation of sarod which was being made directly from the rabab. So the sound might be different from that of the modern sarod, but we have to live with our past. We have to take forward our glorious past in the future. It is one of those instruments in my collection which is more than 180 years old. And just to go with the theme, I will be playing 3 compositions in 𝐷𝐸𝐻, all of which are more than 150 years old compositions. First composition in jhap-tal, followed by 2 compositions of Sajjad Muhammad Khan in 3 tals, starting with 𝐷𝐸𝐻. Just ended my recital with a homage to my motherland. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Vande Mataram.
Such a mesmerizing performance. I can see everybody smiling. I think that is the power of music. It was a mesmerizing Jugalbandi, and for the Honorable Council General, this is basically, Jugalbandi is basically a partnership of musical theatrics. So both of them had a mesmerizing Jugalbandi. Thank you so much. I would like to invite on the dais Shri 𝐿𝐭𝐵 𝐤𝐬𝐤𝐬, Chancellor, Sister Nivedita University, Dr. 𝐿𝐵 𝐤𝐻𝐵, Director, Indian Museum, Kolkata, Professor Dr. 𝐕𝐢𝐤𝐤𝐬𝐤 Chattopadhyay, Pro-Chancellor, Sister Nivedita University, Mr. Maxim Koslov, Honorable Consul General of the Russian Federation in Kolkata, and Dr. Natalia Gerasimova, eminent historian, and of course, wife of the Consul General, and Mr. Shumanto Basu, Registrar, Sister Nivedita University. We will have the national song now. Can we all stand up?
शस्य
Hello. Vice Chancellor, Sir, Professor Dr. Anupam Basu has also joined us in the dais. We will begin our program with the felicitation. Can we have the felicitation trays on the stage? We will begin the program with the felicitation by Dr. Sayan Bhattacharya, Director, Indian Museum, to the dignitaries of Sister Nivedita University. Mr. Satyam Roy Chaudhary, Chancellor, Sister Nivedita University. Professor Dr. Dhrubajyoti Chattopadhyay, Pro-Chancellor, Sister Nivedita University. Professor Dr. Anupam Basu, Vice Chancellor, Sister Nivedita University. Mr. Shumanto Basu, Registrar, Sister Nivedita University. Mr. 𝐁𝐻𝐿 Kozlov, Honorable Consul General of the Russian Federation in Kolkata. Dr. Natalia Gerasimova, eminent historian, of course, wife of the Honorable Consul General. Can we please have Mr. Joydeep Mukherjee on stage along with Mr. Mrinal Bhattacharya.
Thanks to that dude, my wife published a couple of articles in 𝐊𝐴𝐺𝐻𝐿 and also in Millennium Post. Okay, it's about Vladimir Putin Nazareth Islam and also about the first Imperial Consul General of Russia in Kolkata, which served 100 years back. I published some articles in the newspapers. Thank you so much.
We will begin our felicitation from Sister Nivedita University's end. Can we have our Chancellor, Sir, Mr. 𝐶𝐻𝐿 Roy Chaudhary, felicitating Dr. Sayan Bhattacharya, Director, Indian Museum. We have Sneha Roy and Astika Maitro, our students from Sister Nivedita University. Can we have Pro-Chancellor, Sir, on stage? Pro-Chancellor, Sir, felicitating Mr. 𝐁𝐻𝐿 Kozlov, Consul General of the Russian Federation in Kolkata. A beautiful Katha stole. Can we have Professor Dr. Anupam Basu, Vice Chancellor Sister Nivedita, University on stage, felicitating Dr. Natalia Gerasimova, eminent historian. Madam, a very colorful stole, Kantha stole. Can we have a group picture together? I would like to invite on stage Dr. 𝐭𝐮𝐬𝐤𝐬𝐿 Bhattacharya, Director, Indian Museum, for his address. Sir.
Namaskar, Vande Mataram, good evening. Our esteemed guest, Honorable Consul General of the Russian Federation in Kolkata, Mr. Maxim, Sri Satyam Roy Chaudhary, Honorable Chancellor of Sister Nivedita University, Professor Dhrubojyoti Chattopadhyay, Honorable Pro-Chancellor, Sister Nivedita University, Professor Anupam Basu, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sister Nivedita University, Dr. Natalia, eminent historian, Sri Sumanto Basu, Register, Sister Nivedita University, Dr. Rohit Dotto Roy, Head Department of History, Sister Nivedita University, esteemed dignitaries, distinguished guests, respected members of the civil society, my dear students, friends from the media, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure to welcome you all to the iconic Indian Museum, Kolkata, for this meaningful session on 𝐕𝐤𝐤𝐬𝐻 Bharat 2047 and Partition Horrors Remembrance Day, organized in collaboration with Sister Nivedita University at a time when the nation is celebrating Har Ghar Tiranga movement. Indian Museum, with a legacy of 212 years, has stood as a custodian of India's civilizational memory, a place where history, art, culture, and human experience come together. In more than 5,000 years of our civilizational journey, partition remains one of the most painful chapters. At the same time, under the esteemed leadership of the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Sri Narendra Modi ji, the vision of 𝐕𝐤𝐤𝐬𝐻 Bharat 2047 invite us to look forward, to imagine an India that is developed, inclusive, confident in its heritage, and committed to innovation, knowledge, and human dignity that aligns with the ideals of 𝐕𝐢𝐤𝐤𝐬𝐻 𝐕𝐢𝐤𝐤𝐻. Today's signing of the Memorandum of Understanding between the Indian Museum and Sister Nivedita University, therefore, is an important step in this direction. This partnership represents much more than an institutional agreement, as it reflects a shared commitment to advancing research, academic exchange, museum education, internship, collaborative project, and public outreach. Together, we aspire to create meaningful opportunities for students, researchers, and heritage professionals. Most importantly, this MoU will help us build a meaningful bridge between the museum and the university, between knowledge preserved and knowledge created. Through such sustained collaboration, we can encourage young minds to explore our heritage, undertake new research, develop innovative approaches to museum education, and make our cultural legacy more accessible to the society. I am particularly delighted that this evening brings together eminent voices from academia, diplomacy, history, and culture. I extend my warmest welcome to each of our distinguished dignitaries on the dais. My sincere appreciation goes to the students and faculty members who will enrich the evening through their cultural performances and live painting. May this evening inspire us to remember with sensitivity, learn with wisdom, and look towards the future with hope and collective responsibility. Once again, on behalf of the Indian Museum, I extend a very warm welcome to all of you. Thank you, and I wish you all a meaningful and enriching evening. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram.
Thank you so much, sir. I would like to call upon on stage a patron of art, culture, and education himself, the Chancellor of Sister Nivedita University, Sri Shottam Rai Chaudhary. Sir.
Good evening, everybody present here. Respected Mr. 𝐒𝐿𝐵𝐿 𝐒𝐿𝐵, Consul General of Russian Republic of Kolkata, Dr. Natalia Gerasimova, Professor ধ্রুবজ্যোতি চট্টোপাধ্যায়, Sri 𝐿 Bhattacharya, Director, Indian Museum, Sri Anupam Basu, Vice Chancellor, Sister Nivedita University, Sri Shumanto Basu, Registrar, Sister Nivedita University, Sri Mridul Pathak, my colleagues of Sister Nivedita University, distinguished guests, respected dignitaries, and my beloved students present here. It is a privilege to be present here today, and I must admit it is an emotional moment too, as we commemorate Partition Remembrance Day. Partition is not merely a chapter in the history of our nation. It is a painful story of families separated, homes left behind, memories carried across borders, and lives of millions of people changed forever. Around 15 million people were displaced, and more than 1 million people died during the partition of India in 1947, marking it one of the largest mass migration in human history. Yet, from that immense pain emerged resilience, hope, and the determination to rebuild. Remembering the partition is therefore not about reopening wounds, but about ensuring that the stories of their sacrifice are never forgotten. Above all, it reminds us that no border can erase our shared story, our cultural bonds, and our meaningful human connections. And that the great tribute to those who suffered is to build a future rooted in unity, peace, and compassion. today we celebrate something filled with hope and possibility. The signing of this MoU between the Indian Museum, Kolkata, and Sister Nivedita University for promotion of heritage and museum studies. I am truly delighted that two institutions committed to knowledge and preservation are coming together to promote heritage and museum studies. This partnership will create opportunities for our students and researchers to engage with our cultural treasure, learn from our past, and carry that knowledge into the future. I would also like to sincere thanks the Ministry of Culture, Government of India for its invaluable support and for helping create platforms that keep our heritage, memories, and cultural legacy alive for future generations. As India moves forward, 𝐕𝐢𝐤𝐬𝐤𝐬𝐻𝑒𝑡 Bharat 2047, preserving our heritage must go hand in hand with building our future. I am confident that this collaboration will inspire young minds to respect where we come from while imagining where we can go. Thank you and congratulations to everyone who made this partnership possible. Joy Hind. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I would like to call upon on stage Professor Dr. 𝐓𝐺𝐤𝐺𝑚 𝐒𝐿𝐵𝐤𝐺𝑚, Pro-Chancellor, Sister Nivedita University. Sir.
Very good evening to everybody. His Excellency, Mr. 𝐒𝐭𝐿𝐵𝐤𝐺𝑚 𝐒𝐭𝐮𝐿𝐵, from Honorable Consul General of the Russian Federation in Kolkata, our very own and beloved Chancellor Sri 𝐁𝐡𝐚𝐫𝐺 𝐸𝐻𝑒 of Sister Nivedita University, Professor Dr. Anupam Basu, the Vice Chancellor, Sister Nivedita University, the main person today, Dr. 𝐻𝐸𝐭 Bhattacharya, the Director, Indian Museum, Kolkata, and the notable historian, Dr. Natalia Gerasimova, our Registrar, Sri Dr. Shumanto Basu, and all the dignitaries of the dais, my faculty friends, as well as the students who are present over here. Now, this is a very important day for Sister Nivedita University. You heard about the importance of this day itself, when everyone in India, they're celebrating this. They're actually having this program, what we call as a Remembrance Day. Now, just to give you a little bit background, 12th of July, our Honorable Chancellor met the director in a get-together and discussed about the importance of collaboration between the institution and the museum to strengthen the academic environment in our university. So just a month back. After 15 days, our professor, Dr. Shoma Sarkar, Professor Sanjay Sengupta, myself, we are actually met with Dr. 𝐻𝐸𝐭 Bhattacharya to discuss about the possibilities of memorandum of understanding between the two institutions. And now it's almost a month, we are signing the MoU. You can easily understand that the fast time which has been taken for signing this memorandum of understanding itself shows that we are really indebted to the Indian Museum under the Ministry of Culture, Government of India, and specifically to Dr. 𝐻𝐸𝐭 Bhattacharya and his team. Now, this memorandum of understanding has got different aspects already mentioned by the director as well as our Vice Chancellor. But for us, it is very important that our Chancellor's dream, when he established the Sister Nivedita University 8 years before, that how we could have an holistic development in the university, where science is going to meet arts, where all the departments are going to interact with each other to uphold the interdisciplinary studies. And one of the important thing over there, which has been considered, the Department of Performing Arts, Department of Fine Arts, and the Department of Architecture, where it has been discussing for a long period of time, where this museology, the museum studies, the conservations, all these things, how we could incorporate it in our university. And this is a very important scope for all of us, that yes, we got this hand-holding with Indian Museum, which will give our students ample scope to do internship, our faculty members and the students to organize the different workshops and conferences with Indian Museum, where large number of eminent scholars from all over the world normally used to visit, and we could get an opportunity for them to also, our students, to get the scope to understand, to learn from them. So this memorandum of understanding is very, very important for Sister Nivedita University. And when we are in the eve of 80 years of our independence, we are also having this program. I think this is a very important step in our university. Historically, it's going to be very, very important. I really thank all the persons who are involved in making this event a really successful one, and also thank all my staff members from the Indian Museum who continuously supported us to develop this particular concept of collaborating with each other. Thank you everybody who are present over here. Jai Hind, Namaskar.
Thank you so much, sir. I would like to invite on stage Mr. Maxim Koslov, Honorable Consul General of the Russian Federation in Kolkata. Sir.
Shri 𝐿𝐿𝐤𝐬𝐤𝐬, 𝐁𝐡𝐚�0 all dignitaries on the dais, friends, students. সর্বপ্রথমে শুভ সন্ধ্যা এবং আজকে আসন্ন ভারতের স্বাধীনতা দিবসের উপলক্ষে সবাইকে আমি অভিনন্দন জানাচ্ছি এবং আন্তরিক শুভেচ্ছা জানাচ্ছি এবং I'm very proud that Russia was among the first countries who recognized the new Indian state. As you well know, India and Russia established diplomatic relations in April 1947, 4 months before India officially gained its independence. এবং আমি খুব গর্বিত এবং সেই আর আজকে আমরা দেশভাগ বিভীষিকার সনের দিবসও পালন করে, and we pay homage to the memory to all those innocent victims of this tragic event. And also I think that, that we mark these events, these days in very befitting manners. Today's we are witnessing the signing of MoU, which opens new vistas, open new সম্ভাবনা উন্মুক্ত করে মানে সহযোগিতা করার জন্য very prestigious Indian Museum and of course very prestigious Sister Nivedita University. And me and my wife, we are very honored and proud to be associated with Sister Nivedita University. I hope that our collaboration will go on. And of course, I want to wish everybody great success in life, and also that the MoU will be grand success. And thank you so much. And again, very happy Independence Day. Thank you so much. Thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you so much, sir. Can we have a round of applause just for his Bengali? Thank you so much. Can we have on stage Professor Dr. Anupam Basu, Vice Chancellor, Sister Nivedita University?
Honorable Mr. 𝐒𝐭𝐮𝐬𝐤𝐬, Madam, our Chancellor, Mr. Satyam Rai Chaudhary, Professor 𝐊𝐨𝐥𝐤𝐬𝐤 𝐶𝐻𝐻𝐿𝐻𝐻, our Registrar 𝐶umanto Basu, and Dr. Sayan Bhattacharya, Director of the Museum. It's indeed a pleasure and honor to be present here today because of two reasons. Today we are going to sign the Memorandum of Understanding between Sister Nivedita University and Indian Museum. I strongly believe that the educational culture of Sister Nivedita University that encompasses multiple disciplines, including history, sociology, media studies, journalism, and others, along with technology, of course, will be richly enhanced by this collaboration with the museum. Because all through our student days, I remember, we were pushed and prodded by our parents to visit the museum, to start know about the artifacts, know about history. Now, when we were students, of course, in school students, we tried to evade such proddings, of course. But today, I strongly understand and believe that this association will lead to an impetus of knowledge and research. Thank you, Dr. Bhattacharya, for making this possible. Along with that, today being the Remembrance Day of the partition, it also brings in some memories of pathos, of pain, and many such events have been documented and they can be preserved in the museum. Now, while coming here, I was a little late because I was stuck in a traffic jam, and that was the time when I was thinking about today's event. And one question that cropped up in my mind is, you can store different artifacts, but can we really store the pain, the pathos that the people really underwent during the partition? Now, can any museum really store that? Possibly one of the things is a representation of the pain and ailment at that time are reflected in literature. And the literature of those times, the songs and other creative expressions, will have an stamp of that period. And I'm sure that Indian Museum will take the step forward so that we can document not only the history, but also the underlying agony. So that I've seen in Hiroshima in Japan that people commemorate, remember the devastation by coming to the Peace Park to pray. maybe a day will come when our students, our young minds will visit the museum and will vouch that will not allow such, if I may call it, it is a type of Holocaust in people's life to happen in future. That is also another way. Today's event is very important, and I am really thankful to all who made it possible. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Without any more delay, we have come to that auspicious moment where we will be signing the MoU between Indian Museum and Sister Nivedita University. Can we please have the MoU on stage, sir? Registrar, sir? Yes. Such a blessed occasion. A prestigious day for Sister Nivedita University, indeed. Having a memorandum of understanding with the Indian Museum preserving art, culture. Thank you so much, Dr. Shayan Bhattacharya. Thank you, sir, for believing in us and felicitating in this process. Can we? Now we will have the handing over of MOUs. A round of applause for this moment, a joyous occasion indeed. One more picture for memory. Can we please have Meenal ma'am on stage? Meenal ma'am, Provisi Academics ma'am, Pathak sir, Shoma Bhomik, on stage please. The entire group photo, the people who made it possible for us. Sanjay sir, can we please have you on stage? Just a moment, we have Sanjay sir on stage. And indeed, a precious moment being clicked. Thank you so much. Can we please have Shri Shumanta Basu, Registrar Sister Nivedita University, for the vote of thanks.
Namaskar, a very good evening to all of you. As we draw this inaugural session to a close, it is my privilege to propose a formal vote of thanks on behalf of our university and the Indian Museum, Kolkata. First of all, it's a singular honor for us to have with us this evening Mr. Maxim Kozlov, Honorable Consul General of the Russian Federation in Kolkata, and Dr. Natalia Gerasimova, pardon me ma'am if I am mispronouncing your family name, eminent historian. We are truly privileged by their presence and thank the Consul General for his thoughtful address in Bangla especially. I extend my heartfelt thanks to Sri Satyam Rai Chaudhary, Chancellor of our university, for his continued vision and guidance, and for the inspiring words he shared with us this morning and also this evening. In the morning, we had just for the Consul, we had an event of our own in our university, so I just referred to that. I am deeply grateful to Dr. Shayan Bhattacharya, Director, Indian Museum, Kolkata, for so gracefully and graciously hosting us this event, and for his warm welcome address, and indeed for his tireless efforts in bringing this collaboration between the Indian Museum and our university to fruition. Our partnership we formalized today through the signing of our MoU. My sincere thanks to our Pro-Chancellor, Sir, for his valuable address and his abiding commitment to the university's academic and cultural endeavors. I owe a special word of gratitude to our Vice-Chancellor, Sir, for his constant encouragement and leadership, without which this event would not have been possible. But I will miss my expression of gratitude if I don't thank Mr. Joydeep Mukherjee, who for his soulful rendition on Sarod and setting a perfect tone for today's evening. Last but not the least, I would be remiss if I did not thank the organizing teams of both the Indian Museum, Kolkata, and our university, whose behind-the-scenes efforts made this program run so seamlessly. From the arrangements on this dais to the hospitality that awaits us shortly. Finally, my thanks to each one of you present here this evening, dignitaries, colleagues, students, and friends, for lending your time and presence to make this occasion memorable as we jointly reflect on this vision of our Viksit Bharat 2047 while paying solemn tribute to the memory of partition horrors Remembrance Day. Thank you all once again, and Jai Hind. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. We have arrived at the special session of the evening, a special lecture by Dr. Rohit Datta Roy, HOD, Department of History, Sister Nivedita University, on Partition Horrors Remembrance Day. I would request the dignitaries to take their seats. Thank you so much. We will have a special session now. Can we please have Rohit sir on stage?
Anyway, I think I will start. We have paucity of time, and I've been given 5 minutes. It's a daunting task to speak about anything in 5 minutes, let alone partition. Before I begin, good evening and regards to the distinguished guests today, our Honorable Chancellor Sir, our Pro-Chancellor Sir and Vice-Chancellor Sir, and of course the Director of the Indian Museum. So without further ado, there is a place very close to where we are sitting today, 151 Beliaghata Road. Some of the older generation might be aware. I don't know whether the young students are aware. We are talking about Partition Remembrance Day on 14th August 1947. It was at this 151 Beliaghata Road, 𝐈𝐧𝐝𝐢𝐬𝐿, the building, where Gandhi brought Suhrawardi. Why was this important? Well, Suhrawardi is accused by many, if you have interacted with your grandparents who saw the great Calcutta killings, and if you have had relatives to speak with, you will see that all of them have this particular claim that Suhrawardi failed to contain the violence of the great Calcutta killing. Now, Gandhi insisted that Suhrawardi stand beside him when he was trying to pacify a mob which had gathered near the 𝐈𝐧𝐝𝐢𝐬𝐿. Gandhi was supposed to move on to Noakhali, and people asked him that he stay because Calcutta was restless. There were chances of greater violence in Calcutta. Gandhi's acumen, his political daring, you call it machismo, whatever, on the day was actually able to contain violence, which could have taken gigantic proportions. But there is another lesson there. The mob that had surrounded 𝐈𝐴 was largely a mob of locals who had a grouse against Suhrawardi, who had heard that he had failed to contain violence a year ago. These locals are also Hindu locals, very distinct from the Mia Bagan Bosti close by, which was largely Muslim. Now, this incident, very close to where we are today, 151 Beliaghata Road, is just one of the incidents where violence did not take place. Now, let me tell you about incidents of violence. Again, some of the older, my senior colleagues would be aware of this, but in 1947, when Bengal was divided, all of you have visited Jalpaiguri or Darjeeling during your vacations. There was actually no way to travel from Calcutta to Darjeeling or Jalpaiguri without crossing over through Bihar. The partition had meant that North Bengal and South Bengal did not have a direct land route, which brings us to a tiny place, some of you might be aware, called Aluabari, very close to modern-day Islampur. It's the story of a place called 𝐭𝐮𝐬𝐿, not Islampur, but on the other side of Bihar. Islampur was actually carved out later in 1956 from 𝐭𝐮𝐬𝐿 and Greater Purnia in Bihar and given to Bengal. But the story of 𝐭𝐮𝐬𝐿 is fascinating. Many Muslims from 𝐭𝐮𝐬𝐿 actually went over to East Pakistan during partition, thinking that this is the promised land. Within 3 years' time, 1950 onwards, once the Nehru-Liaquat Pact was signed, almost 250,000 of those Muslim former Indians returned. The violence against them was so terrible in proportions. A majority of them came from that very 𝐭𝐮𝐬𝐿, Greater Purnia, which later would be carved out and given to Bengal so Bengal could retain a direct land route between southern Bengal and northern Bengal. Now, a third instance. This is the final example I will give you. Many of you are aware of Khulna, right? But you might not be aware of how close we are to Khulna. The Khulna district actually borders our current Kolkata 24 Pargana district in the undivided map of Bengal. So essentially, when the people of Khulna had unfurled the Indian flag on Partition Day and onwards, they had no clue that the Ratcliffe Line, which would be, by the way, formally declared on 17th August, had actually ensured that they fall in now East Pakistan. The reason for this were many. I will not go into the details. Many of the Congress leaders of the time believed that Murshidabad had to be retained because of the interconnected waterways, and Khulna was a place which could be sacrificed. Why is this sacrifice of Khulna, or the people who stayed behind, so important? Khulna saw a great degree of violence during partition, but it doesn't end there. I was not reading anything out, but here is something that I want to read out for you. If lessons are to be learned from the past, then one enduring lesson for me as a historian has been the cyclical nature of episodic violence, which somehow almost always manages to entrench itself firmly in the spaces of their genesis. Think of Khulna, the hub of East Pakistan's jute trade and industry, which saw violence during partition. Liaquat Ali Khan, the premier of Pakistan, understood that Khulna had riches that it could now open Pakistan's, let Pakistan reach its potential. In his global tour in 1950, he was touring the United States. He highlights a plan to build jetties and wharves and increase Pakistan's cargo handling capacity to 3 million tons per year. Could you guess the district for the chosen secondary port of Pakistan? Khulna. In the same speech, he laments that Pakistan, despite producing 75% of the world's best quality raw jute, hardly had any jute mills. This is already well known that 75 to 80% of the jute producing units went over to the other side, the fertile grounds. 80% of Bengal's fertile grounds went over to the other side, East Pakistan, while the mills largely remained near the Hooghly in what is today's West Bengal. So Liaquat wants to increase the production. But what happens in 1971? Khulna, the hub of East Pakistan's jute trade and industry, saw the worst kind of violence in March 1971, beginning with violent skirmishes between Bengali freedom fighters and Razakars. Awami Leaguers fought for their independence. On March 4th, 1971, Khulna saw bloodbath of, you can even call it a pogrom. The non-Bengali population, yes, they have also left some of their oral narratives, who later migrated to West Pakistan after Bangladesh became independent, argued and recorded in their narratives that they had never seen the kind of violence, their kith and kin had not seen it in any other part of Bangladesh compared to what they had seen in Khulna. So life comes a full circle. The very Khulna which got left behind, which had unfurled the Indian flag only to realize 2 days later that they are not a part of India, saw the worst kind of violence in 1971 during the Bangladesh Liberation War. This, in a sense, sums up the partition of the subcontinent, that violence has been episodic, it has been cyclical, it has made us come back to where we started, and it has continued to haunt us. As I wrap up my talk, I will suggest that a small clip without the audio from Komal Gandhar is played out as I leave you with a few questions. I didn't do a PPT because it would have been difficult to manage the PPT where the console is at the back and I'm speaking from here, but I'll just let Komal Gandhar play out. And I will just raise a few questions. Sorry, I will just let Komal Gandhar play out and I will just raise a few questions. No answers. You can think of the answers in your head. Bengal, which along with Bombay paid 3/4 of the total income tax of India, this is around partition, while having 1/5 of India's population, 3/4 of the income tax while 1/5 of its population. Why did it agree to the partition? Bengal paid 3 rupees for every 10 rupees collected as income tax in India. Why did it agree to the partition? It was the land which stood to lose the most, highly industrialized, from a 30% industrial sector where nearly 53% of its population was employed. It came down to 17% in the industrial output. Why would we agree to this? Simply out of the fear of violence if there was a consolidation of the Muslims and Dalits. I have our Pro-VC academics ma'am here. She would be able to explain this better. I'm an historian. But I think recent research has suggested Montalvo, Renal, and Querol polarization index that wherever there is a minority, episodic violence is a part and parcel of that society. So why did Bengal, which stand to lose the most, if you look at the Komal Gandhar scene, you will look at them lamenting what they have left behind, agree to partition? I will let you ponder on this without giving answers to this. Thank you. I think I have kept it within 5 minutes, if not a bit more. So 3 episodes of cyclic violence and some questions on why did we agree to losing everything for the sake of a small piece of land which we can finally call ours. Thank you.
Hello. Thank you so much, Rohit sir. It was indeed so insightful. We have now come to the most interesting bit of this event, I would say. A cultural performance and live painting by students of Department of Fine Arts and Performing Arts of Sister Nivedita University. The cultural performance will happen on the stage while our students will be painting the canvas over here, a live painting with a live performance. We started this evening with the word Jugalbandi, a musical Jugalbandi. Now we have a Jugalbandi indeed, art with music.
Haruda.
ফুল
Hello. Thank you so much. With this, we have come to the end of the program. Beautiful, beautiful paintings and beautiful dance performance with the songs, the music, the art. Today, we have celebrated art in the real manner. Thank you so much. We have refreshments outside. Please enjoy yourself.